I wanted to express my feelings to you.
You've been following this Sycamore Gap debacle. I have. I've been following it with interest because I had something a bit similar, which I'll tell you about. But first of all, I'm watching these numpties. I'm thinking I'm no detective, but you know, I think with the car and the phone and the video and the GPS, yeah, I think you two have just been caught bang to rights. But the other thing is, you know, there's the expression, the horrible expression, don't shit on your own doorstep. I mean, how many people do you know in a 10-mile radius of yourself that have got the tools and the skill to chop down a tree that size? You know, I mean, what a pair of numpties. Yeah, the other thing is, they didn't seem to get it. They just did it for a laugh. They didn't seem to get why people were upset. It's just a tree, what the hell? Who gives a stuff about a tree? And that's what's really drawn me to it. Because you kind of think that somebody who works, you know, assuming they work with grounds, you know, landscaping or maybe tree surgery, you always assume those people kind of in tune with nature and, you know, that they love nature and the outdoors and all of that. But yeah, these two seem to, oh, it's just a tree, whatever. Like, what? What they didn't seem to get was how much that tree meant to people, how people had been there, they'd had experiences there. That, you know, for some people that would be a real spiritual thing, that kind of nature. It's a growing, living thing that's been there for over 100 years. So before they were born and would have been there long after they'd gone. And these two just didn't seem to get it. They were like, well, it was just a lark, it was just a jape, and they couldn't get how people have their important memories. And you know, for me, even if people have just gone up there for an Instagram moment to get the Instagram picture, oh, this is the tree that was in the Robin Hood film, and it's still getting people out in nature, isn't it, and walking and taking that photo opportunity. You know, for some people it won't have been more than that. But that's still an experience. It's still, we went out for a day, we enjoyed a walk, we got our photograph taken at the Sycamore Gap, and yeah. But I had a similar experience. I was sitting in here on this very couch, actually, sitting in here doing one of my appointments, and I just finished the appointment, went out to make a cup of tea to the kitchen. And I could see a couple of guys in the tree at the back of my garden. And I thought, oh gosh, they're giving that a good pruning. Well, it needed it, to be fair. It had really got, you know, it's getting quite high. And there was a new couple had moved into the house just behind me. I thought, well, yeah, they're not getting much in the way of sunlight into their garden because it had really got huge. It was a horse chestnut, a conker tree, beautiful tree. So I come back in and did another appointment. And when I went back out, I was like, it had gone. So in the space of, I don't know, 3.5, 4 hours, this beautiful horse chestnut tree that we absolutely loved and meant so much to us. And it had gone just like that. And of course, you've got no say in it. And it was one of those moments, a bit like these. Everybody I kept saying, oh, they've cut the tree down. It was like nobody got it. Nobody got how upsetting that was. And I have to caveat this by saying that I have got the loveliest bunch of friends, most supportive, kind, lovely friends. But on this occasion, the first friend I said, oh, really, because the people have moved in behind us, they've chopped the tree down. Well, it's their tree. I'm like, well, yeah, I know. And I get it. And, well, they've got no light in the garden. They want a bit more light. And, yeah, I get it. And, yeah, one friend actually went to me, oh, well, at least you can see more sky now. Like, bugger off with your toxic positivity. I'm like, that tree, it's been there since we moved in, obviously. My kids had been, it's not our tree, it's in the house behind us. But my kids had had Tarzan swings, they'd built dens in there, little tree houses. As they got older, my older son was a kite surfer. He'd put his kite surfing handle into the tree and he could practice all, he could come off the trampoline and practice all his moves, i.e. like he was kite surfing. And when my younger son died, the first year I sent my older son back up into that tree. I says, go and cut that branch off there. And we made a little Christmas tree out of a branch out of that tree, because it just was our tree. We'd all said, when the boys built the deck in and we sort of set up the garden furniture and sat out there, and we all said, oh, this is it was our safe place, our little, we used to say, it's like being on holiday at the back of the garden. It's just a lovely little place to sit. And the tree reached right across the decking. So much so that even when it rained, we could stay out and we were under the tree and we were, we didn't have to kind of suddenly run in. And yeah, so the day this happened and I texted my son, I said, look at this, I'm gutted. And all all my friends, oh, well, it's their tree. I'm like, I know, yeah, it was their tree, yeah. Young couple, they want to make the place. Well, they need more like that. Yeah, I know, I get. Well, they can do what they want. I said, I freaking know. I was like, I haven't got any beef with my neighbour. I understand they're a young couple. They want to do what they want to do in their own garden. I get it. I'm no beef whatsoever. But please understand what that tree meant to us and how awful it was for us to lose it. And even now, I still go and sit up on the decking. And I was like, but it's not the same. And you get the wind whipping round the back of your neck. And I feel like I'm sort of sitting exposed on a stage. It's just not the same without my tree. Absolutely. Well, I'm saying the tree, they actually took more than they took. There was a sycamore next to us, the horse chestnut, there was a sycamore. And there was 2 or 3 other smaller trees. The lot went, they took the lot out. And and it doesn't feel the same up there. But what was funny, my son's friend came around and he walked into the garden. He went, oh, he said, hang on. He said, something's different. What's different? Yeah, we said the tree's gone. I said, I'm just going to go and clean up. There's bits and pieces lying on the deck, and I'm going to go and have a sweep up and sort all of that out. And then I came back and I said, oh look, I said, I found 2 conkers. I said, you know what? I said, I'm going to put them in pots and I'm going to water them. And my son's friend said, brilliant, he said, and in 200 years, slowest revenge ever.
There's nothing to be afraid of.